It looks like a scene from 2001, but it's the skyline of Atlanta, Georgia, not your basic sleepy southern town. In fact, Atlanta is a swinging, booming metropolis, and their football team, the Falcons, has begun to reflect it. This fellow was a member of the team until last week, when he was fired for doing something Coach Norm Van Brocklin refuses to allow: playing dead. In fact, the Falcons are playing like they're very much alive and should be undefeated going into the fourth week, but for a missed 10-yard field goal in the last seconds that caused a loss to the Patriots. Otherwise, they have beaten the Bears and swamped the Rams with a solid defense and an awesome ground attack composed of Dave Hampton and Art Malone, who both went over 100 yards against the Rams and gave the Falcons the NFC's #1 offense. Their opponents last Sunday were the Detroit Lions, who also had a record of 2-1, but a team that holds a spell on the Falcons, winning all 5 games played. The Lions are very similar to the Falcons in their strengths and weaknesses. They have a vulnerable pass rush and an inconsistent passing attack due to the absence of the injured Charlie Sanders, and like the Falcons, have been able to win mainly because of their strong ground game composed of Steve Owens, Alty Taylor, and running quarterback Greg Landry. So the records and styles were about even as these two teams prepared to bump heads on a beautiful Sunday in Atlanta to see which one would remain on top of its respective division. This is the NFL Game of the Week, the Detroit Lions versus the Atlanta Falcons. The Lions and the Falcons have had a history of close, crunching contests, and the opening kickoff gave wind that this would be yet another. The Falcons figured to do the same thing that had produced a club record 297 yards rushing and a 31-3 victory over the Rams. The Lions' defensive plan was geared to stop Art Malone, number 25, and Dave Hampton from rolling all over them. But sure enough, Malone and Hampton, number 43, carved out good yardage on their first series. But penalties killed the gains, and the Falcons were forced to punt. The Lions got the first break of the game when John James' punt was shanked, only 18 yards, and the Lions took over at midfield. The Lions and quarterback Greg Landry tried to cross up the defense by passing long early. After Tom Hayes, number 27, made a nice save, Landry came right back with another bomb. But watch the Falcons' right end, John Zook. He cost Atlanta the ball. Landry's interception was nullified, the first of many costly penalties. And from here, the Lion runners began to roll behind Steve Owens and number 42, Alty Taylor. The Lions' strategy was to send Taylor and Owens wide, figuring the Falcons to be guarding the middle against Owens, and the strategy worked. But once inside the 30, the Lions were unable to move, as Greg Landry failed to get a first down on 3 tries. The Lions settled for a field goal and a 3-0 lead. The Falcons' second series saw them get 2 breaks. Quarterback Bob Berry began what was to be a contagious outbreak of fumbleitis and dropsy for both teams. The Falcons recovered his fumble, and Berry held on 3rd down, but failed to get back the necessary yards for a first, and the Falcons had to punt again, and they got their second break on the punt. Lem Barney's fumble set Atlanta up on the Lions' 22. But Malone and Hampton got nowhere on 3 downs, and Bill Bell came in to tie the score at 3, and did. His holder is the 1972 Heisman Trophy winner, Pat Sullivan, and the two have worked well together since Bell missed that 10-yarder at New England. On the Lions' second series, Landry kept to the short game, still trying to beat the Falcons wide with runs and short passes. Although number 50 linebacker Greg Brazina stopped Taylor on the last play, Taylor took this one wide and got a first down. Then it was Landry himself on the quarterback sneak. The Lions were at the Falcons' 36 as the quarter ended. But from here, Landry and the offense again failed on 3 plays, and Arrow Mann came in for another 3-pointer. Watch Mann's chin strap. If he unhooks it, the kick is good. He does, and it is. It was now 6-3 Lions. The rest of the second quarter saw a frustrating offensive pattern unfold in which neither team was able to do much. The Falcons were particularly inept at moving the ball. The Lions' defense did a good job containing Malone and Hampton on the ground, and Berry's passes were either overthrown or dropped. The Falcons had the ball 4 times in this quarter and could muster but 1 first down. The Lions, too, had trouble sustaining any drives as the young, underrated Falcon defense began stifling Owens and the Lions' ground game. Landry's passing attack was having even more trouble, as you can see by watching the quarterback on this attempt. The result, of course, was an interception, and on a repeat, we can see what happened. Landry had time, but he threw right to number 60, Tommy Nobis, who fumbled but recovered, and the Falcons had another break on Detroit's 40. But the Lions' heretofore dormant pass rush reared its ugly head as Larry Hand got to Berry on 3rd down, and Bell missed a long field goal on 4th. Landry committed his second sin on the Lions' next series, this time underthrowing Larry Walton. Number 27, Tom Hayes' steal again gave Atlanta a break, but again the Falcons were unable to put points on the board. Pass to Jim Mitchell was the Falcons' only first down of the quarter, but from here they went backwards. Watch number 25, the upback in the power I formation. Malone makes a good block, but Hampton is stripped of the ball by Barney. Again, the Falcons fortunately recovered their own fumble, but on 3rd down, Larry Hand, the Lions' best pass rusher, beat his man Bill Sandeman to Berry. The Lions would sack Berry 4 times in the half. Hand had a hand in 3 of them. So Atlanta had to punt, and Lem Barney set the Lions up near midfield with this typical Lem Barney return. From here, on a rare double-wing formation, Steve Owens and 2 pulling linemen led Altie Taylor wide right on the key play of the drive. Taylor went 32 yards before a nest of Falcons swarmed him at the 8. Then it was Taylor blocking for Owens as he took out the Falcons' number 29 cornerback Clarence Ellis. Owens stripped John Zook and outraced everyone else into the end zone. The Lions' running had finally paid off, and Owens' late first-half score plus the conversion made it 13-3 Lions at the half. A half in which neither team was really able to move the ball consistently. A half characterized by penalties, fumbles, interceptions, and missed opportunities, and the Lions ahead by 10. With Detroit ahead 13-3, Atlanta took possession at the start of the second half and did something they were unable to do in the first half: move the ball consistently on the ground. First Art Malone, then Dave Hampton took turns gouging out huge chunks of yardage against the Lion defense. Behind excellent blocking from their teammates, Atlanta's two setbacks took the ball to the Detroit 10-yard line, where Malone slammed in for the touchdown. Atlanta had gone 60 yards in 8 plays, all by way of the ground route, and now trailed by only 3. It was appropriate that it was the running attack that brought the Falcons back into the game. For Atlanta's leading the entire NFC in rushing, and Hampton and Malone respectively ranked 2nd and 3rd. However, Atlanta's euphoria lasted only until Detroit's first offensive play, when Greg Landry found Ron Jesse all alone behind the Falcons secondary. The play resulted in an 82-yard touchdown and a resumption of Detroit's 10-point margin. Up to this play, Atlanta's secondary had done a superb job, holding Landry to merely 3 of 9 completions and a net 21 yards passing. Atlanta, too, had been unsuccessful through the air so far and was further foiled when Lem Barney broke up this pass intended for Art Malone. With it 3rd and 10, Barry hit Hampton over the middle, but he fumbled when hit, and Atlanta's series was over. A repeat shows Hampton had the first down before he fumbled, and an alert Art Malone almost got it back, but for number 55, Wayne Walker. On their next series, however, a Barry screen to Hampton picked up 14 yards to the Lion 40. Then Hampton sliced deeper into enemy territory. Mixing his plays beautifully, Barry hit Jim Mitchell over the middle for 17 yards to the Detroit's 15. The first play of the 4th quarter saw Dave Hampton get the call and take the ball to the 2-yard line, but he was injured on the run, and it was to be his last play of the game. From the 2, Barry rolled out and found Malone all alone for the touchdown. Detroit 20, Atlanta 17. Ahead by only 3 points, Detroit was forced to punt on its next series, and Willie Belton's fine 22-yard return of the kick gave Atlanta great field position on the 50. Here Art Malone found a big hole over the middle for 13 yards to the 37. Then Detroit's ground defense got tough, so on third down, Berry went back to the forward pass. A repeat shows Lem Barney's great play saved a touchdown, for Ken Burrow was open on the play. Such is the position of cornerback, either quick or dead. Barney made the play and was a hero. Had he missed, Atlanta would have scored and Barney would have been the GOAT. This play was vital, for Atlanta was forced to settle for 3 points instead of 7. Nevertheless, the game was now deadlocked as the Falcon defense went in determined to get the ball back for their offensive counterparts. It took only one play as Clarence Ellis fielded Landry's errant pass and returned to midfield. Ellis is one of the great stories in the NFL this year. A preseason knee injury supposedly had ended the season for the Falcons' #1 draft choice from Notre Dame. But the rookie's recovery was so rapid, he played in the season's second game and has starred ever since. Now, with Detroit reeling, Atlanta pulled out the tight end around. And despite some great moves by Jim Mitchell, the Lions were ready for it. So Berry went back to the short pass to Malone, who got the first down. It was a costly one, however, for Malone was injured and left the game. Now Atlanta was operating without their 2 star runners, Malone and Hampton. In their place were Willie Belton and Joe Profit, who were stopped short of a first down near the Lion goal line. So on 4th down, Bill Bell's chip shot was good. Atlanta led for the first time today with only 2.5 minutes left in the game. Time was running out on Joe Schmidt's Lions as they took possession on the 20-yard line. On the first play, Landry found Altie Taylor lonesome and free over the middle for a 31-yard gain into Atlanta territory. Several plays later came the key play of the game. Landry threw incomplete, but interference was called on Ellis, and the Lions had a first down on the 3 with 39 seconds left. Steve Owens rammed into the end zone, and Detroit regained the lead. Owens got credit for the score and the headlines, but a repeat shows Altie Taylor, number 42, made the key block on the cornerback that enabled Owens to go in. Greg Landry has brought his team from behind and now watched as, incredibly, the extra point was missed. This meant Atlanta still had a chance to tie with a field goal. But Bob Berry's floater was picked off by Paul Newmoff, who touched out of bounds, but the game was saved. The Lion defense had come up with the big play when it was most needed. Detroit's big victory put their record at 3 wins and 1 loss. That ties them for the top in the NFC's tough Central Division with Green Bay and sets up a fight for first place in next week's big duel with the Packers. But today at least, the Lions were savoring a real squeaker over Atlanta's improved Falcons.